All right, we're going to continue with percentages. So far, we have seen that if we have something, let's call A, out of something else, we'll call B. Suppose those are numbers. A over B. We can convert this into a percentage. So we've seen scenarios where we're given A, right? We're given B. So imagine a test score. You got A points out of a possible B marks. And then you can convert it into a percentage. So we've done that. We've also taken a percentage and the total, B, and use that to find A. So if we wanted to find 30% of a number, that's essentially using the percent and B to find A. The last thing we haven't done yet is, what if we are given the percentage? What if we're given A and then we have to find out what B is? And that's what we're going to do today. It's best illustrated with an example, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to dive right into an example. I'm going to need a name first. Let's go with Chel meter. There you go. So Chel meter got 65% on a test. Chel meter scored 52 points. On the test. What was the test out of? So this person got 52 points on the test. It works out to 65%, and we're trying to figure out, well, what was the test out of? What was the total possible point value on this test? Now let's write down what we know so far. We know that 65% of whatever the total mark is, so we'll say question mark. So 65% of this mystery number is 52. Now the strategy to figure out what this mystery number is to figure out what 100% is. So we know that 65% is 52. Well, what is 100? The best way to do that is to start by figuring out what 1% is. So follow along here. If I want to go from 65 down to 1%, how would I do that? Well, we would divide by 65. So we want to divide by 65. Well then, if I'm going to do that, that means over here, my 52, I also need to divide by 65. So I'm also going to divide by 65. Well, 52 divided by 65 is 0.8. Okay, so 65% of this number is 52. 1% of this number is 0.8. How does that get us closer to what this mystery number is? Well, now that we have 1% of the number, it's really easy to jump up to 100%. Because to go from 1 up to 100, well, that's just multiplying by 100. And over here, we're going to do the same thing. So 100% of my mystery number is, and over here I'm going to also multiply by 100. 0.8 times 100 is 80. So 100% of this mystery number is 80, which means our mystery number is 80. The test was out of 80 points. And there you go. So the key here is to find out what 1% of the number is, and then you can very easily find out what 100% of the number. In this example, 7.25 is 12.5% of a number. I want to know, what is that number? Okay, what this is saying is that 12.5% of some mystery number is 7.25. And we want to figure out what that mystery number is. So let's go ahead and use our method. I'm going to shorten my statement a little bit just to make things a little bit faster. So 12.5% is 7.25. Now, remember, we want to drop down to 1% first. So 1%, in order to do that, I would have to divide by 12.5. That means over here, I'm also going to divide by 12.5. And so 7.25 divided by 12.5 gives me 0.58. And then we want to go up to 100%. So to go from 1 to 100, we will multiply by 100. And we would do the same thing over here. Multiply by 100. So 100% is, well, 0.58 times 100 is 58. There you go. Our number is 58. We'll do one final example, and then we're done for today. Let's say we had $256,000 is spent on research. This is 32% of a company's budget. How large is the company budget? All right, so we got this company. It spends 32% of its money on research, which works out to $256,000. What we want to know is, how much money does this company have to spend? So 32% is $256,000. So then 1% is, and so we're going to divide by 32 on both sides. 256,000 divided by 32 gives me 8,000. And then we're going to multiply by 100 so that we can go from 1% to 100%. And that works out to $800,000. And there you go. That is the company's budget. All right, that's it for today. See you in the next one. Bye.